The concept of normality is fluid. What you may see as normal, others see as different. What Miles Krajewski sees isn't normal or different. It's just an opportunity, one that should be afforded to anyone, no matter how they're defined.
I have a dwarfism called achondroplasia, so that means my bones don't grow as fast as normal people, well, average height people.
We just learned as much as we could about the condition and what we wanted to, or what we needed to do.
What the Krajewskis did was give Miles a toy, and it only grew from there.
I go back to when he was first able to sit up, and we would put a ball in his hand and he would throw it across the room. We're like, wow, he's got something.
Sports just became part of the routine for Miles. Hockey, baseball, golf, all the usual suspects were there. But when he was 7 years old, Miles discovered badminton at the World Dwarf Games in Michigan.
We found out that it was going to be a Paralympic sport, and that short stature was one of the classifications. And so when he found that out, he's like, Dad, I want to do badminton.
It's fun, but it's hard work.
With the 2020 Paralympics as a clear and obvious goal in the distance, Miles has started playing the long game, with a practice schedule that would rival even the greatest athletes.
I usually train with my dad a few times a week, and then Friday night, Saturday morning, we come down here. And then sometimes Saturday afternoon, we train an hour and a half with my coach.
Focus for me with Miles has always been, good execution of strokes, good grip, and then the footwork piece of it.
As an athlete with achondroplasia, Miles's technical skills are his biggest priority. The weight of his head in proportion to the rest of his body means gravity has a greater impact on his movements. But there's nothing that can weigh down his passion.
It's really hard because you have to cover the court. If you don't have the right footwork, it's hard.
For him to be able to get to where he is right now with the amount of practice that he gets is very heartening, which tells me that we are on the right track, and then he also has a good future ahead.
Miles's path has taken him around the world for international tournaments, with a passport more decorated than even the most adventurous nomads.
Ireland, England, Northern Ireland, South Korea, Colombia, Canada, and Spain.
He's done really well in the last year and a half. He's caught up with guys who are from Europe or Asia, where badminton is a really big game, and he's holding his own with some of the top guys.
Those top guys, by the way, aren't always kids. In the short stature classification, Miles's main competition is actually in the 20 to 40 year age range. But this youth has a good serve.
When he played in his first tournament, his first match was against a 30-year-old. And at that time, he was 10 years old. And he was actually pretty competitive with this player.
I almost beat a guy, and he was like, I almost lost to an 11-year-old.
They said, well, he doesn't turn 11 until the day after the tournament. He said, that doesn't make me feel any better.
Those feelings can be fickle and fleeting. For Miles's first opponent, it was just feeling lucky to get by. For Miles himself, it was a feeling he could reach his ultimate goal. He may work harder at his craft than most adults, but the feeling of being a kid hasn't left. He gets an opportunity to play a game he loves. He gets an opportunity to pursue a passion. And he gets an opportunity to grow.
Sports teaches you so many different things in life and how to handle different things, and it was a natural fit for him to learn how to face adversity.
I'm showing them that they can make their goal if they try hard.
He's a great example of showing us to make the most of what you're given.
All right, joined now by a much older version of Miles Krajewski, and Miles now 18 years old and senior in high school here in Yankton. And Miles, back in 2020, we watched that original story, and you had the goal of qualifying for the Paralympics in 2020 and missed out on that just by a touch. But you do have a pretty exciting update. So what is that?
I qualified for the 2024 Paralympics in Paris.
This opportunity is what you've been waiting for. So how much did maybe the disappointment, I don't know if that's the right word, but disappointment of 2020, how much did that fuel you as you headed over those next 4 years to try and realize this now here going to Paris in just a couple of months?
It burned a little fire out of me after hearing that I didn't qualify, so I took off about a year to just be a kid and have fun with friends and all that. And then 2022, I started getting back into it, and I came out and played in the World Championships in November of 2022 and lost round of 16, but I played 3 really tight matches, and one of them was against a former gold medalist of the Paralympics, and I took him to 3 sets, and that kind of brought joy to me, that knowing that I can actually make her accomplish my goal. And so that just gave me extra fuel to come out and try winning as many as I can, and it helped me in the end to qualify.
I mean, let's be honest, you're not going there to do anything but win, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few months between now and the end of August when the Paralympics start, following the Olympics. So what all goes in to these next few months as you get ready to actually, participate?
After school gets out, I'll start training full time, and then I have one tournament in June that's in Scotland, which will be the final tournament before the Paralympics. So it's like a measuring stick, I'd say. So then June and July will be full-time training, and then August will be more of a tapering off and getting into match play scenarios, and hopefully that will transition into Paris.
All right, well, it's exciting stuff. Congratulations,
Thank
first
you.
and foremost, for getting to this point, and certainly wishing you nothing but the best of luck in Paris later on this summer.
Thank you.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Build Your Base with Beef Sports Nutrition and Training Program.